All right, welcome back and thanks for staying with us here on Sunrise. So Wisynco Group is a part of the Coca-Cola system that markets an extensive and diverse portfolio of over 140 brands from leading food and beverage manufacturers locally and across the world. So joining us this morning to tell us about the Wisynco Group Limited collaboration with the Ministry of Labour and Social Security inaugural job fair this Tuesday is Divisional Director, Industrial Relations and Allied Services, the Ministry of Labour and Social Security, Gillian Kurodos, and Group Head of Human Resources at Wisynco Group Limited, Keisha Ann Brown. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
Good morning. It's great to have you.
How are you doing?
Thank you for bringing us.
Awesome. Before we jump into the partnership that is now happening, which is fantastic, let's talk about Wisynco.
Yes.
Why is Wisynco even doing this?
Well, Wisynco is now a mature Jamaican company, over 60 years old.
Yes.
And we have been constantly reinventing ourselves.
Yeah.
And in this round of our transformation, we are doing a massive expansion. So if you come by our facility at Lakes Bend, you will see a brand new factory being built from Greenfield.
Noticed, yes.
We've also just added additional capacity to our sweet beverage plant and our water plant. So we need people to make this transformation come to life. We have some fantastic people already, and we want some more fantastic people to add to the fold.
So obviously you're going to make the call to the Ministry of Labour.
Yes.
Talk to us. I know you guys do job fairs all the time. First of all, for those who may not know, for whatever reason, what's the role of the Ministry of Labour?
So the Ministry of Labour has a very vast role. A lot of persons know us for the social security.
Yeah.
But in terms of labour, we are heavily invested in overseas and local employment, and this fits into our local employment. So the Ministry of Labour has partnered with Wisynco because it's one thing to say you want workers, but you want the best quality workers. And that is what we provide through our customized job fairs.
And so entities, this is the thing that I love. Entities can come and say, look here, we want to put on a job fair. Help us. And you customize a job fair given the objectives that they're trying to achieve.
Right, so it's a tailor-made job fair. So we look at what are the skills that they're looking for, the talent that they need. So it's not just the aptitude, but the attitude. So we also do some of the job readiness training, and just to get the persons ready for work to hit the ground running. And that is what we're doing with Wisynco.
I find it a beautiful thing, this thing called growth in the economy, that, you know, you're expanding and you're saying we need the people because we've created the jobs now.
Yes.
And so now, what have you asked the ministry to tailor for you? What kinds of people do you need?
So we've always been really good at selecting great partners. And we thought, because the ministry is doing this all the time, they're the experts.
Yes.
So we've said to them, listen, we need technical people to run our machines. We need technicians, whether those are for utilities or maintenance technicians. That's quite scarce in Jamaica. However, we are optimistic that if we shake all the trees and turn over all the rocks, we're going to get the people, and we're going to get the right people, because we're looking for Wisynconians who are a particular brand of compassionate and humble and integrity, respectful and passion.
Is it that you want a mix of, you want some people, so you're going to have to poach some people from where they're currently working, but you also want people who maybe are fresh out of high school, fresh out of education, rather. So they're at a particular tertiary institution or something like that, and they've gone back to school maybe, and you're looking for a mix of people?
A mix of people. So obviously we have big systems that we have to run, technical systems. We're a power plant, for example, or an effluent treatment plant. We are willing to train people for those roles, but if we can get people who already have some experience in those areas, we run bottling lines. We love to have somebody who has bottling line experience to come and just transplant. But we know that sometimes we have to train people from scratch. So if you're sitting on your couch this morning, having just finished your heart certifications, or you're 18 years old and you're finished high school and you're thinking about where you want to work, please consider us. Come down to where we will be tomorrow at Portmore. We are going to be at Celebration Church, Lot 1E, Portmore Mall. And if you're old enough like me, you'll remember when that was a skating rink. We're gonna show out. The ministry will be there to make sure that everything runs smoothly. But because we are Wisynco, we have a lot of great brands that we want to showcase. We will also bring some fun. We'll have some giveaways. We'll have some samples for you as well. So just to sweeten up the pot a little bit to get people out.
You know what I do want to ask you, though? You listed some of the jobs that you're looking for. You listed the details of tomorrow. But for the person who is watching who says, this could be a thing, I'm not too sure, why Wisynco? Why should people choose Wisynco?
Well, Wisynco, I love to think about as one of those companies that grown up with Jamaica.
Yeah.
So we're 60+ years old now. We've been reinventing ourselves. My father used to tell me that Wisynco used to make water boots. Did you know that?
Yes, I remember.
I have no recollection of that.
I don't remember. I remember I've always heard about it.
But then he's trying to separate himself.
Gator? A gator boot? There was a boot that was well known.
Okay, so I grew up hearing about that. For me, Wisynco was the birthday party. It was a foam plate and the sweet cup, right? I'm of that age. Now we're iconic water brand. Now we're boom. Now we represent Coca-Cola in this market, plus lots of global brands. And this is the next phase of our transformation. Wouldn't you want to be there? Don't you want to be part of that? To be able to say, I was there when that happened.
And you know one thing? People who work at Wisynco work there long.
This is true. This is true.
They work there so long.
We have some 42 years. And some 30-mash years. And we want to add to that.
Well,
but you know, you could only be 2 years because you're fresh out of Sounds good,
awesome. Thank you very much for joining us.
Yes. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you very much.
All right, that was Jillian Carrodos, Divisional Director of Industrial Relations and Allied Services at the Ministry of Labour and Social Security, and Keisha Ann Brown, Group Head of Human Resources at Wisynco Group Limited. When we return, Quartz is celebrating their 65th anniversary with 65 acts of kindness. You won't want to miss this.